Hello, I am so glad you joined me for this stress melt class. It is day 4 of our ease into the new year. So in case you missed the first couple days, I will link the classes here and in the description, but you are more than welcome to just jump right in today as we relieve tension from the body, create space, and calm down the mind. So using our breath, finding any areas that we may be holding tension on the inhales, and then using the exhales to consciously release and relax and surrender. So whenever you're ready, we can get started. We start today sitting up nice and tall, an easy seat, feet crossed at the ankles, rooting down through the sit bones, lifting up, finding length in the spine. On your next inhale, take hands to heart center and maybe close the eyes here for a moment. Coming into this practice, leaving the day behind, starting to notice your breath, bringing your awareness inside to your body, tuning out distractions, letting go of responsibilities, feeling grateful to be on the mat. Take one deep inhale through the nose, fill the belly, and exhale. Let it all go. And gently blink the eyes open, release the hands. The right hand finds the mat and sweep the left arm overhead. Big, big stretch. Reaching over. One breath. And exhale to gently plant the left hand, reach the right arm over, taking the gaze wherever feels good. Keeping the chest nice and lifted. Releasing the hand down. Inhale, sweep both arms in front of the chest, reach up. Exhale, we twist to the right, taking the left hand to the right knee. Inhale, reach back up, moving with the breath. Exhale, twist to the left. A few more rounds like this, waking up the spine, just moving gently, tiny little twists. Big breaths of air. Balancing out both sides, and then meeting back in neutral spine. And when we make our way back to easy seat, we can uncross the legs to bring the soles of the feet together, finding bound angle pose. Pressing the feet together, reaching for the big toes, lifting the chest up high as we send the knees down, opening through the inner groins. Take one big inhale here, reach up through the crown. And exhale, let go of the feet, just melt yourself down. We can round through the spine here, maybe taking the arms, kind of hugging the feet, holding them in, releasing the head, letting the neck dangle, maybe shaking out the head, making a yes or a no, or maybe just finding a few moments of stillness here, just sitting with yourself, releasing the arms. They become heavy. Breathe deeply. 2 more breaths. We can gently lift up the chest, walk the fingertips back, taking our knees together to come onto the knees, finding tabletop pose. Coming onto the middle of the mat, spreading wide between the fingers, grounding down through the tops of the feet, feeling supported by the mat. Beautiful. Inhale to find cow pose, lifting the gaze, opening up through the throat. And exhale, press away from the mat, tuck the chin into the chest and the tailbone underneath. Enjoying this backward and forward motion as we balance out the body and mobilize through the spine. One more round here. And whenever you're ready, we meet back in neutral spine before slowly gliding the hands out in front, melting the heart down, puppy pose. Keeping the hips above the knees. Maybe our forehead finds the mat. Exhale, release tension in the shoulders, in the arms, in the neck, anywhere we find it. Breathing deeply. Deep breaths are your friend right now. Feel yourself becoming just a little bit more calm with every deep breath. We're here for 2 more rounds. Find some stillness. Gently lifting the head back up, sending the hips back towards the heels, gliding the hands back with you as we melt into child's pose. Walking the fingertips out, finding a nice stretch along the sides of the shoulders and the upper back. Keeping big toes together, we can keep the knees together as well, or we can widen them to the edges of the mat, opening up through the hips, maybe releasing some pent-up energy, some frustrations, releasing whatever called you to this practice today. It's no longer serving you. Let it go. On your next inhale, raising the head and the chest, walking the hands back towards the feet, coming up onto the balls of the feet, making our way into a little toe stand here. Finding our positioning, finding our balance. We can always use the fingertips for a support if we're not feeling too secure in our balance today. But if we feel all right here, we can gently release the fingertips, sit up nice and tall, kind of place the weight on your heels here. Our hands can come to our knees. So we roll the shoulders down and back. Create as much space as we can between the shoulders and the ears. Take one big inhale, reach the arms up, palms kiss, and exhale, bring them to your heart center. Finding your sense of power, your sense of strength here. Pulling that in. Feeling that energy and using that to push you through these difficult times. One more breath. And on your next exhale, we can release the hands to the mat if they weren't already. Straighten the legs, not all the way. Keeping a nice little bend in the knees. Feet come hip width apart. And we dangle over the legs. Grabbing onto opposite elbows. Find a gentle little sway here, a little rock side to side. Opening up through the hamstrings, the calves, and just letting gravity pull your head down, feeling the blood rush there, feeling your arms become heavy as they melt towards the earth. Always coming back to the breath. Take one deep inhale and exhale. Release the elbows, planting the left hand down, bending the left knee and straightening the right leg. Heel the right arm up. Inhale. Revolve. Open the chest. Open the heart center. Exhale. We can replace the left hand with the right, bending the right knee, peeling the left up high, finding this beautiful twist. Bringing out the spine, or wringing out that stagnant energy that we no longer need. And we exhale back to a forward fold. Gently walk the fingers, to the front of the mat, making our way into downward facing dog. Pressing the hands away, sending the hips up and the heels down. Taking a moment to find our length in the spine here, really reaching the chest towards the legs. Taking a few breaths in this restful pose. Reaching the crown of the head towards the hands, biceps, frame the head. Reaching the crown of the head towards the hands, ears between the biceps, gripping through the fingers. Beautiful. Ground through the left foot. Raise the right leg high behind three-legged dog. Gaze at the hands, bend the knee, open the hips, stacking the hips on top. Sending that foot out to the outer edge of the room. Maybe taking our gaze underneath the shoulder if that feels good. Squeezing the glutes together. One more breath. Exhale, back to three-legged dog. Bend the knee, take it in through the chest, and release into our low lunge, untucking that back foot. Inhale, arms come up high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sending the hips down, opening up through the left hip flexor. One big breath here. And then on your next exhale, we twist, taking the left elbow to the right knee, opening up, only going as far as feels good. Doesn't have to be super far to get the benefits. Wherever we are today is wherever we're meant to be. Exhale to release the hands, planting this left on the inside of the foot, reaching the right up as we tuck the back toes and send the knee up strong. Our heel reaches towards the back of the mat. And we breathe. Exhale to plant the hand on the other side of the foot. Tiptoe the fingers around to the inside and heel toe that foot out to the outer edge of the mat, coming into lizard pose. Still sending that left heel back. We're really opening up through the hips here. You can always come onto the fingertips if we need a block as well. Only one or two breaths here, nothing super long. Just releasing, moving the energy. You can plant the hands and sweep that right leg back to a plank pose, taking a nice and strong vinyasa. Exhale, hug the elbows into the sides, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, we meet in downward facing dog. Left leg comes behind. Bend the knee, stack the hips, push that foot out, flexing it over. Gazing underneath the shoulder, breathing, seeing how much space we can create in the hips. Exhale, three-legged dog, gazing at the hands. Bend the knee, bring it in, and release to our low lunge. Inhale, sweep those arms in front of the chest, and exhale, heart center. Maybe we take a little check-in here. How are we doing so far? Relax the shoulders, roll them back. And then on our next exhale, we twist to the left. Pressing against the knee to deepen our twist a little bit, gazing wherever feels natural and comfortable. Still sending the hips down, working through that right hip flexor. One more breath. And then deepening our twist, planting that right hand, reaching the left up as we lift the back knee and send the heel back. Nice and strong here. Spread through the fingertips. Move that energy around. Take up space. Don't be afraid to take up space. And coming back around, making our way gently into lizard pose, your variation. Shining the chest forward as we send the heel back. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then on this next exhale, step up to meet the left foot. Place the feet hip width apart. And inhale, come into chair pose. Reach the fingertips up high. Send the hips back, coming back onto the heels and the balls of the feet. Rolling the shoulders back. Slightly tuck in the tailbone a little bit to feel a nice long spine so we're not sending the booty out. We're trying to basically sit in a chair. One more breath. Feel the quads start to awaken. Maybe they're burning. Exhale, make our way down onto the sit bones so we can challenge ourselves here and try to reach the heels with the bum before taking our fingertips back behind us. Keeping the feet planted hip width apart, we come back onto the back and prepare for bridge pose. Hands come by the sides, palms facing down. Take one inhale. And exhale, send the hips up to the sky. Squeezing the glutes, active in the quads. This is a great all-over body balancer pose. Energetically, we move through basically all of the chakras in this pose right here, feeling them all aligned, trying to get them in one nice line. Can you feel it? Exhale, release. And we have an option here. We can take the knees into the chest, maybe find a little rock. Or if plow pose is in our practice, we can gently send the legs up and over. Whichever variation or posture suits your practice. And we can always choose something else that calls to us, remembering that I am only merely a guide, just a friend along the way. Always make this practice your own. Wherever we can still breathe nice and easy is where we can stay. And if we find ourselves having trouble breathing anywhere, we just pull back a little bit. It's okay. There's no judgment. I a lot of times try something that doesn't feel good to me that day and I say, "Oop, nope, never mind." There is no failure in trying. There's only failure in not trying. That's my wise words for the day. And whenever you're ready, we can release slowly down into happy baby, finding one last hip opener. Grabbing onto the big toe, maybe the shin or the ankle. Just feeling the lower back supported by the mat. Release it. Feels great. Letting the legs hang open where they want to. Just let them go. Let gravity do its thing here. Let it assist you. You don't need to really work anymore. Coming to the end of our practice. Just breathing our natural rhythm. And on your next exhale, we can gently release the legs and come into corpse pose. Sending the legs out long, letting the feet open to the corners of the mat. Arms lie by our sides, palms facing up. Ready to receive, open to everything. All of the energies. And I invite you right now to take a second to scan your body and notice if there are any areas that you are really physically holding tension. When we are stressed, we tend to have a certain area or two of our body that we tense up. Mine is my upper shoulders. Those are always very tight on me. Or your forehead or your hips, wherever it is. See if we can bring that to our awareness, to our attention, and then consciously and lovingly release it. Using deep breaths, feeling yourself melt down into the mat. There's nothing more to do in this moment, but just simply be. Be with our breath, be with our body. Be in this moment. Everything else can wait. You are important and you deserve this time for yourself. Taking one more minute to rest and surrender before getting up and going about our other duties. Softening the muscles in the face, maybe slightly opening the mouth, letting the jaw relax. Relieving tension in the forehead, in the neck, in the upper shoulders. Going all the way down the body and finding a few moments of stillness, trying to quiet the mind and return back to the breath. Resisting the urge to fidget or move, just a few seconds more. And we can gently begin to come back into our body, wiggling any appendages, making any minor adjustments to slowly wake ourselves up, come back into the room. And whenever you're ready, we can gently come onto one side and press ourselves back up to a sitting position, right where we began, coming full circle. hope you were able to bring a little bit of peace and calm to your mind. I would love to know how you enjoyed this class, how your experience was down below. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 5. Enjoy the rest of your day, friends. Namaste.